And why do I say that? Because a lot of times we have birthdays, anniversaries, celebration, milestones that you do not want to miss. I don't care how busy you are. You don't want to miss grandma's birthday and not remember to call her or to send her a text or something because you want to just let her know that you love her. You don't want to miss that favorite aunt's anniversary. You don't want to miss a celebration. So what? How you can not miss it? Stop letting time steal your goals. You may think you are behind because you are not disciplined enough, but what if the real problem is not discipline? What if the real problem is that you are carrying too many goals in your head, then life starts lifing, and your dreams go right out that back door, and you can't remember where to begin again? Hey, my Momafey family, come on in, because your journey has brought you here. Take a seat and relax, because the next couple of minutes is going to change your life for good. Now, let me introduce myself to some. If this is your first time, I am Momafey, and I am on a mission to elevate women who are becoming, women who are growing into themselves in real time, women who hold families, careers, relationships all together, all at the same time. And I bring my lived experience as a wife, a mom, a nurse, a leader, a coach, and a woman who has walked through many of these seasons myself. And I am still walking through many seasons. This podcast is for women. It's for you and a few men who know that they are becoming and are ready to understand what all of that means. But today, I am here not to shame you. I am here to help you to build new ways that work in your real life. And so I want you to stay till the end, because today I'm going to help you understand how to manage your goals and your dreams by creating a better use of your time, which is also known as time management. It starts with turning those dreams into goals and creating weekly routines that will help you reach your goal. And then you will turn it into daily routines that you're going to do every day, which simplifies, and you then can update it and this will help you to stay on track without losing yourself. So I want to say this early. At first, when you hear of this, I know it feels like too much. And it feels like another thing I have to do on my to-do list. But having a routine is really not a prison sentence. A routine is a support system to what you're already doing. And if it's done correctly, it is not there to control you. It is not there to take away your joy. It is there to remind you and to guide you and to help you to stop living every week like you are catching up from the last week. It takes everything out of your head and it puts it in one place. Whether you like to use paper, and we'll talk about that a little bit, online, or want to use AI. So it's up to you. These are 3 ways that you can do it. I personally kind of use all 3, to tell you the honest truth. But this process will free up your mind to handle the immediate day-to-day problems we all face. So the key word for today is really goal setting with time management. And that means creating a way for you to be able to operate in a timely way that works for you. And this works well also with the seasonal goals that we talked about 2 weeks ago. And it also works together with the event goals as well. So I encourage you to go back and listen to those podcasts. And that way you will understand how to use those goals and how to now take all of the goal setting that we talked about, and now you can implement it in a way that is going to help you to be able to do it without it feeling like it's another task, another something that you have to do. So maybe you're planning a graduation, a birthday dinner, a family reunion, a church program, or a work meeting. That's a lot, but then you have to add also your health appointments, a trip, a holiday, or a community gathering. And even though these are happy events, they can still make you anxious when you don't have a system to be able to manage your time and use all of your time effectively. Because time is the one thing that we can't make more of. The time that you have in a day, those 24 hours are still going to be 24 hours no matter what. So that 24 hours has to be managed. And especially if you are a busy person and you got a lot going on in a lot of different organizations, then you, like myself, have to come to the realization that you are going to have to manage that time, and it has to be managed well. That doesn't mean that you don't take time off and relax and have fun with your family. That doesn't mean that you don't take time to go and let your hair down. But what it does mean is you got to make sure that you are making space for everything that you're desiring in your life. And you will quickly see where you're overbalanced and where you're spending too much time with one thing and not enough for another. So this is why this is so critical to your life and to the life of people who want to have busy lives but want to also enjoy their life as well. So this is my story. I started doing time management in the way that I'm doing it probably right before I started becoming a manager, because it was when I learned about how to time manage as a manager. I began to incorporate this into my personal life as well. So what I did as in my personal story, I would do my management meetings for myself on Sunday nights because I was off on the weekends. So it was easier for me. That was a time that I could do this after I'm a church girl. So I would go to church in the evenings, spend time with my family. Normally we ate together, sort of, maybe a little bit, something like that. And then, I put on my Sunday lineup of shows because they had some really good shows back then on TV. For those of you who, was in the Stone Age with me, you had a TV shows. So I would put on my Sunday lineup, and that was my time to do my time management while I watch all of my shows. And so this was the time that I would use to put on my alerts, my reminders. And guess what? Once you put it on the calendar, what I liked about that was I was able to set up for it if I want it to be weekly. It has an area, and especially on your phone and in your calendar, if you're going to use one of the email calendars, because those are the ones that usually works best. Now, they do have apps with calendars, so it doesn't have to be the one in your email, but a lot of times the one in your email is pretty good. And I also use the calendar on my phone because my phone is usually with me most of the time, not all the time, but it's usually with me most of the time. And I will set up my alerts, and in that it also will allow you to make it weekly, monthly, and even yearly. And why do I say that? because a lot of times we have birthdays, anniversaries, celebration, milestones that you do not want to miss. I don't care how busy you are. You don't want to miss grandma's birthday and not remember to call her or to send her a text or something because you want to just let her know that you love her. You don't want to miss that favorite aunt's anniversary. You don't want to miss a celebration. So how you can not miss it is you set it up on your phone and you set it up to hit yearly, so that, and then you put an alert on it for, and I like for it to alert me probably approximately 3 times. And why I say 3 times, because I want to know in advance. So I may have it alert me a week in advance, so it's on my radar. Then I would have it alert me the day before, because I might need to get a gift just in case, and and on the day of the event. So I usually put 3 alerts in there for me to try to remember. Now, I also use it for insurance, to renew my insurances, employee benefits, for my physical, all of those things that come yearly, that comes, if some of the things come monthly, you put it in your calendar to alert you that you need to do it. And I also would use it for things that I normally forget. If I'm normally forget a particular thing, I would also use it for that. And that's just some of the ways that I use it for. And so all of those things is how I was able to, and still do, try to manage my time. And I just showed you how to do it on a personal level, but we're going to eventually talk about how to set up your work calendar as well. And also, if you're part of any organization, you know, they always have some type of event that they want to plan to. And if you're like me, you have extended family, there's extended family events. Not so much when you get older, you don't have as many, but I still have some. And so those are the things that I will put on my alert and put it in that calendar to alert me for those things. And so this is why I also created the Becoming Me goal setting and time management videos, because becoming is not just about dreaming. Becoming is about learning how to move in directions of your dream with small steps that fit the season you are in. And it also, like I said, help you to remember those important milestones that you do not want to miss when life gets really, really busy. So those who become a paid subscriber, I want to make sure that you have the tools that you need. And as a thank you for supporting the work, the first video is Becoming Me goal setting and how to set goals you will actually keep. And the second video is the goal setting and time management video as well. And both of these are great for those of you who you're just beginning, you're just starting out, and you want to know how to do it. I kind of give you an overview of how you can actually be able to manage your time. And I also do it 3 ways, because there are 3 types of people. There are those that like to use paper, and they don't like to use computers and phones and all of that. You know, they know that it's out there and it's available, but they don't like to use those things. And I also show you how to do it online with your phone and online. And I also included a little tips about AI. I don't go into it in detail, but I talk about AI and how you can use AI to help you as well. I have with those videos will be a mini PDF of my journals and planners. I'm including that as well. It's not the full one, but it's just to give you an idea, so that if you want to go further, you can purchase those other planners and journals that kind of is styled in a way of like goal setting instead of just a checklist. It kind of help walk through to help so you can get clarity about what you're doing, and it also helps you with a process so that you can know where you're at in that process, in case you have to detour 1 or 2 weeks or life crisis happen, you can always go back to the planner, the journal, and you can just start where you left off. You don't have to start all over again, because these are tools to help you see your goals, to write down your steps, create the routine, and keep coming back to the plan even when life gets busy. And so, like I said, there's no need to start over. You just reset and keep going. Today, I want to leave you with 5 simple steps that you can do to start today, and or you can start this week. And the first is to write one goal down. It doesn't have to be fancy or perfect, but just write what you are working on or would like to work on. And I want you to do this because this is key. Make it honest from the heart. Something that you really, really want to do and you want to get it done, and you've been putting it off and you haven't got it started yet. And so I want you to start there. For example, my goal this week is reorganizing. It's a mini goal that I have as a result of I have about 8 yearly goals that I'm working on. And under those goals have multiple steps. So one of the steps is, under one of the goals is me reorganizing my home. And it also is a part of my seasonal goals that I work on as well. So now I want you to try it. I want you to write down a goal, and it can start something like this. The becoming goal that I'm working on this week is, and then you fill out the rest. For example, your goal may be reorganizing your life in a way that works for you. Maybe you heard this today and you decide, I want to reorganize my life. I feel like I need to, bring in some of those tools, and maybe that could help me, and I could figure out whether I'm a paper person, like to write stuff on papers, or do I want to be online and I want to do my phone and my tablet and my laptop, or I want to use some AI agents to help me as well. So you plan it, you find a tool that works, you decide that let's say you decided to use your cell phone and that works best for you. The next thing is the goal now has become easier, and now you can see it better and clearly. So now we're going to take that same goal and we're going to break it down into 3 small tasks. And so you don't have to write 20 things. We said we're going to start with 3. Now, if you're a little more advanced, then go with it. Write them all down. But if you're just getting started and you're a person that get overwhelmed pretty quickly, just make it as simple as you need it to make it in order for it to work. Because remember, this is something that you want to work and you want it to actually happen for you. So start simple so you can have a great win. And if the goal is like me, reorganizing your life, the 3 tasks could be using your cell phone apps, like the reminder app, to start the to-do list, because most cell phones have these apps already. You don't have to purchase any additional apps. So many phones have that to-do list where on the list, for today, you may write something like, I want to clean my room, and then one room. And then you would use the calendar app, or let's say you want to clean it on Thursday. And then you would use the calendar app to plan that same cleaning on Thursday. You will set the alert so that it'll pop up on your notification. And usually if you have notifications on, because you got to turn it on for that particular app, and it'll pop up on your screen to let you know, like I told you, I do it the day before. It'll tell you, hey, you want to clean your room on Wednesday. You made plans to do that. Or you can even change it and put it for another day. If it's something other than cleaning your room, you can also, if it's a event that you want to go to, you can add locations and Zoom notes as well. And all of that you can do right into your calendar app, because your calendar app, usually most phones have one. Now you can also use your note app. And in the note app, that's where you can journal. You can write things in there if you would like to have things written down. A lot of people use it for to store passwords or something of that nature. You don't put the whole password, but you may put a portion of it or just a reminder and keep notes in there so that you have those notes and it'll date and time it for you. And you can do attachments on the notes as well. So you can use the notes, and most phones have a note. So if you do that, then that is a great start. For the weekly plan, you want to actually put the rest of your week on there. And so the goal is that you will be able to use that as reminders so that you would be able to have those reminders coming to you. And if the tasks are tasks you have to complete every day and tend to forget, I suggest that you add that on to a daily routine. So you want to have a routine that you want to start, and that's your next step, is making things a daily routine. Why do I say use a routine? Because when you make a routine, it helps you to make that almost like it just happens. It's just like you have your morning routine that you do every morning, hopefully, and so it becomes automatic, and you become automatic. And one of your routines could be, once you, unless you like me and I have, one of my goals is to stop screen time for a certain period in the day, basically doing a 12-hour. So after the 12 hours, I look at my phone, and I'll talk more about that, especially next week. I look at my phone, I look at the alerts that I have for that morning. You look at your calendars. It depends on if I'm going to look at emails, but especially when I work, it was look at emails. But if you are retired, you want to look at your calendar and see what's on it for today. And you also would go to that to-do list to see all of the things that you put on that day to do, all of your reminders. So that is something that you would add to your routine. That brings me to the next step, is to update the routine without giving up the goal. This is important because we know life is going to happen. So what I'm saying about managing your time, it has to be flexible too. Because when it's not flexible, then it's not going to work for you and you're going to give up. Because we know life happens. Sometimes someone will get sick, work may run late, your money may change, the event location could get canceled or moved up, and your plans will need to be able to move and adjust accordingly. But changing the routine does not mean you have to cancel your goal. You want to just make the changes. It means you have to adjust the step and the task. If you cannot do 30 minutes, let's say one of your goals was to exercise, then you do 10. If you cannot do the whole room because your goal was to clean the whole room, then you do a portion of the room. If your goal is to plan an event, maybe you can't plan the whole event in one day and do all of the parts of planning that requires in planning the event. But you schedule out time and you plan it over time, or you may adjust some of the things that you didn't get done today. Then you take every task that you have on your list today and plan it out for the rest of the week or into the next week or into the next month. That is why it's so great to be able to do it on your phone or even on paper. But when you do it on your phone, it allows you to be able to move it around to another day or week or time that works best for you. And that is how you keep moving without beating yourself up. More importantly, without getting overwhelmed. So now let's have our weekly check-in. Where are you in your becoming goals this week? Did you write the goal down? Did you take that step? Did you stop? Did you avoid it because it felt a little too much? A lot of this happens, but that doesn't mean for you to be mean to yourself or to say this is not working. This is a work in progress. It takes time to do this. And so you got to give yourself time. And more importantly, you got to find what works for you. And like I told you, all three works for me because I still do some things on paper and pencil, but that works for me. And I still use my phone and laptop as well as a part of my time management. So all we want to do is reset and continue. If you are new to this, then look at your plan, break them down into mini goals. I also do this myself, and I had to do this last month. But what happened is because I did, break down some of those goals into mini goals, I had a win last month. If you have completed your goals, I want to congratulate you. You stayed with it. You made the move. We honor you for becoming. And if nobody said it to you, let me say it to you now. I am proud of you. If you have started and you did not finish, I'm proud of you too. I'm proud of you for starting. You still made progress. Go on and continue this week and write your next small step. And for those of you who have not started yet, I want to ask you this question. What becoming goal are you willing to start this week? And don't let this year pass you by. You can join us today. You can say today, what is one goal that I will begin? Do not just listen and feel inspired. I want you to use this episode. And after this episode, I want you to write down your goal for the week. I want all of you to do this. Even if you do not have a journal, you can start on paper and pencil. So I don't want you to have no excuse. If you have a cell phone or a laptop, you can use that as well. Like I said, there are a lot of free apps out there and free emails that you can use if you want to start this process today. Now, I want to invite you into the next step with me. I want you to leave a comment and let me know what you are becoming and what goals you are working on. Also, I want you to leave an emoji. If you can't write the whole thing out, just in some way, just let me enjoy this episode. You got something out of it. And so I want you to leave that for me. I want you to like right where you listen. I want you to share it with another person who is trying to hold their life together too. And they need some simple ways to help them to get on track or to stay on track. I want you to reach out to me on my Substack, and message me there to connect after your becoming goals because I really want to hear from you. For those of you who can, please subscribe to the Motivate Moment by Momafey on Substack.com. Find this particular podcast because it's one of three. This one is named Momafey-HT Becoming Me Podcast. And that way you won't miss a single episode. It'll go straight to your inbox. There is a Becomers newsletter that you can subscribe to for free. And that newsletter also complements each podcast, and it helps you to be able to understand, and it gives you more information about that particular week's topic. And this week in the newsletter, I'm going to include how to use your tablet and cell phone. I'm going to try to add some links to that, help you to be able to plan your life and stay true to your goals. For those of you who are listening on all of the other platforms, there are 8. You can find them on podbean.com, and it's my momafey-ht.podbean.com. And there, if you're listening to me on Apple and Spotify, that is where it's streaming from. I want you to follow, subscribe, and keep coming back. But I want you to put on that notification on those platforms. follow me as well on those platforms. And I thank you for listening. And I also want to encourage you to get the journal and to journal your process. And you can do that with the Momafey Goal Setting Journal. Paid subscriber to my Substack, and also if for those that are paid subscribers to Patreon, you will be able to have that journal for free. And those of you who are not a paid subscriber, you can still get the journal. You can buy it at Momafey-HT.com, and that's Momafey-HT.com, and you can buy it and purchase that journal. You can also buy a paperback copy. I am excited because this week the paperback copy of my Becoming Me Guided Goal Setting Journal is available online at Barnes & Noble. So you have to look up my name as a author. I am named Faith, F-A-I-T-H, Randolph, R-A-N-D-O-L-P-H, and there you will see books that I have authored, and also you can pick up your copy of a guided, and that one is it's yearly, monthly, weekly, accompanied the video that is going out to my paid subscribers. They will get a snippet of that as well, but you can get the whole book on Barnes & Noble. And so I want to encourage you to continue to follow me on social media at all different platforms. I need you to set your notifications now, because what is coming next is my other podcast, which is this Momafey Small Steps, Big Changes podcast, is coming back out with a new series. It's going to start on July 15th, and it's things you need to know that your mama should have told you. And what we're going to be talking about is taking care of your body and things that could help you to live longer, things about your world that are impacting your life. We're going to talk about some human behaviors too, because your mama should have told you about how human beings like to react and the way that they act about things. And we'll talk about the practical things like insurance, housing, money, and so much more. So set your notifications. Find that podcast. It's available on Apple, Spotify, all of the different places. So you can do the same and find that one as well. And next week, we are going to continue this conversation with the Becoming Me podcast, and we're going to learn how to create and talk about work goals. This is for managers. This is for people who have work and you have a lot of things that you have to remember. Sometimes it's events that you have to go through to. You have to plan as well, because sometimes you have work things that you have to plan as well, a part of your job. So I want to help you to be able to talk about today, and I want you to be able to include your work goals as well, so that you'll be able to kind of have everything kind of streamlined, so it's not 50 different calendars that you have to go through. Streamline in a way that it'll work for you, because life doesn't happen now in segments. Like, you don't go just to work. Your cell phone go with you most of the time, and people are contacting you in your personal life while you at work, unfortunately, but it is how it happens. And then for many of us who were managers, after you leave the job doesn't mean that people are not contacting you. So a lot of those things sort of had to intersect. So we're going to talk about how to live that type of life where work, personal, and also the organizations that you're in are all intersecting in your life all at one time. And for those of you who have kids or grandkids or a relationship, you have those intersecting, friends, family, everything else. All of it is coming together at one place. So you need a place where you can put all of those things in together, and you'll be able to process it and have a way to remember. I want you to remember, you do not have to become everything in one day. This is a lifetime, and it's okay. We're going to take a deep breath. We're going to take us some time off. That's why vacations are good. If you can't do vacations, do you a staycation, means stay at your house and take some mornings off or evening off. And that's the way that we get through all of this. Start treating your goals and dreams like it matter enough for you to have to plan it. Because if you don't treat your goals like you have to plan it, guess what? And your dreams, guess what it's going to do? It's going to stay a dream. So, I will see you all on Thursday on my live conversations. And I want to thank you for listening today. That is all for now. And I will see you next time. And I got something to say.